Welcome to the April 2019 layout update. I'm going to be talking about some of the changes that I've done to the layout and some new locomotives and rolling stock that I've got. So let's get right into it. I got this locomotive. This is a Wisconsin and Southern GP9M. It's the Walthers mainline one. I really like how this one looks, and it came with ESU lock sound for only like $150. So I'm very impressed with this model, and I'm going to be doing a review on it in a little bit. I'm also thinking about getting another one because it comes in sound with two numbers. I also got a couple pieces of rolling stock pretty recently. The first one is this Athearn RTR 50-foot RBL boxcar. This used to be the Wisconsin and Southern Sargento cheese car, but then it got patched out. It's still a Wisconsin Southern car, but it no longer says Sargento. And then I got this Wisconsin and Southern 50-foot boxcar from Walthers. I just grabbed that when I got my GP9M. And then I got these two 50-foot boxcars. These are AccuRail ones, and I picked up the set of two, and I'm looking for the third one. They are the TrainFest Special Edition cars. So I'm definitely trying to find the third one so I can have the complete set. Another thing that changed fairly recently was this. I got this NCE power cab to power my layout. I used to have a Bachmann system, but this is a huge upgrade because you can do CV programming, and you have a lot more options for addresses, and it's just a really nice basic DCC system. I would definitely suggest NCE for anybody that doesn't want to spend a whole lot of time figuring out how to use your throttles. They're very basic, but they do have some complexity when you really get into the menus. And to make programming even easier, I purchased this USB interface so that I can use programs like JMRI or ESU Lock Programmer to program my engines through a computer, which is much easier. The changes to the layout itself are pretty big since the last layout update. The last layout update I just had Bachmann Easy Track, and that stuff's fine for a great starter layout, but I definitely wanted to upgrade to something a little bit better. So I purchased Microengineering Code 83 Flux Track, and I kept the track plan fairly basic. This is the only turnout on the layout, and this is a Walthers Code 83 number 6 turnout, I think. And all the Flex track is laid on Midwest Engineering cork roadbed and weathered with Vallejo chocolate brown paint. If I could have changed one thing, I would have made this turnout a powered frog instead of a dead frog, because I do have some shorter engines that stall on this occasionally, but it's not really a huge problem if you're running larger engines like 6-axle road diesels or something. But especially for shorter engines like steam engines or Jeeps, you might notice some stalling. One thing that I'm going to have to change is I need to get a Caboose Industries ground throw right in here in this area so that I don't have to use a thumbtack to hold the switch points closed, because this is not like a Pico turnout where it snaps into place. It's just kind of free, so I'm going to have to get a ground throw to hold that in place, because I had problems with this just slowly creeping over and then trains would derail on it. But that's easy enough to fix. Over here in the far corner of the layout where the track is no longer ballasted, I have this row of buildings, and then I'm going to have a main street here, and it's just going to be kind of a small area that's going to model more of a city scene. And then right here, I'm going to be laying a piece of track that connects up to the main line that's going to go off to a detachable staging yard. And that's the main reason that this isn't ballasted yet, is because I want to lay this piece of track first. Now, you'll notice that the track was ripped up here, and it was ballasted at some point, and that's because I laid my track too quickly. I was too excited to get the track down, so I had a bunch of kinks in this area, and trains were constantly derailing on it, so I just ripped up the track and replaced it with new flex track and new roadbed. So that's a hint to anyone to take your time with your track laying and not hurry it, or else you will have to fix it later. And trust me, ripping that ballasted track up was not a fun job, so definitely take some time with your track laying. As you can see, I've started some of the ground foam on the layout. I haven't done a whole lot yet because I still don't have all the buildings that I need, and I have started putting some small details in, like this building here. And as you can see, that building has a small LED in it, and that's just connected right up to the track bus so that I can see when the track has power. So for instance, if a short happens, I'll know it instantly because the light is no longer on. Over by where the grade crossing is going to be, I added this little girder that I just made out of some extra rail that I had, because I'm going to have a parking lot here for a small business, and people don't want to be driving onto the main line. And then I just have this ground foam down here. I'm going to have a garden here with some sort of garage. I haven't decided which one yet. I have a whole bunch of garages, So I'm going to have some sort of garden shed over here, and I'm going to have a pretty interesting scene here, and then I have some Woodland Scenics orange trees that are just going to be replaced with something that looks a little bit better. But I did just want to get something done for videos to get nice shots of the trains through actual scenery instead of just brown foam. In the far corner of the layout, I've started working on a small hill that I want to have. I'm not quite done shaping the foam yet because it's a little steep, so I need to kind of tone that down so that it's just a nice gentle hill. And then on the top, I'm probably going to have some sort of building or just a grove of trees. You might have also noticed that I ballasted almost all of my track, and I used Woodland Scenics just gray ballast. I haven't decided on a name for my layout yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be something along the lines of Wisconsin Southern Waukesha Subdivision or something like that. So if you have any suggestions for names for my layout, definitely leave them in the comments down below. Alright, thank you guys for watching this quick layout update, and I'm hopefully going to be doing layout updates monthly if I actually change anything on the layout. So I will see you in the next video.